So this is my last planned portion of my buildup of the 1962 Galaxie to see if it can outrun my 2014 plug-in C-Max hybrid. So I'm out driving the car, got my hat on to protect my bald spot, and everything I did was totally worth it. The car just feels jumpier, it just wants to go a lot more. It's no race car yet. It's nothing like that. It idles nicely, starts nicely, 19 inches of vacuum. It's exactly what I was going for, and that was the engine that Ford should have built in the first place. The reason they didn't build this car any hotter is they had the 390 sitting above it. So let's go see exactly how much better it is. I made a couple runs, get the best time out of it I could, and I got it down to just over 11 seconds, 11.2 seconds, which, if you remember, the C-Max ran about 9.5 seconds. So the Galaxie, though much improved its initial time with the 2-barrel, bad exhaust, old cam, was 16.7 seconds. So took off 5.5 seconds. That's pretty good. And I'm really happy with it. Like I said, it just drives much better. I'm not afraid merging into traffic. For now, this is how it's going to be. Maybe later I'll get into the rear axle. It could use a little more gear. Maybe have the transmission rebuilt. But it's just great to drive now, so unless something goes wrong, this is probably how I'm gonna leave it. Before I leave, if you want to stick around and hear it, I'm gonna give a quick argument for the C-Max. Here's just my quick argument for why I even own the C-Max. Basically, it's because it's really nice, comfy in here, max headroom, and it gets me to work silently, comfortably, heated seats, air conditioning, it all works, it's really nice. But also very cheaply. Because I only charge this at home at night, I get a rate of 4 cents a kilowatt hour, which is nearly a third of what the normal rate is. And that rate's because power's really cheap at night. All the generators are just idling. I work in utilities. This is my business. So it's not that they're giving you a subsidy, it's just that power's cheap, and if you agree to charge at night, that's what you get. Also, my work allows me to plug in there and charge for free. So really I pay about 2 cents a kilowatt hour, and my 26-mile round-trip commute costs me about 12 cents. Super cheap, which allows me to buy a car that would be more expensive than I would normally pay. Also, look at this. This isn't even one of my best tanks, but if you see that, it shows that I currently have 1,164 miles on this tank of gas, and I'm getting 108.5 miles per gallon, and I'll get more out of that. The best I've done is 1,700 miles, about 150 miles per gallon, which is excellent. And I'm a petrol head. I love gas cars, but you should love this car because supply and demand means that the more people who drive a car like this, the less demand there is for oil and the cheaper gas is, so we can use it in the cars we want to drive. Great, go hug a Prius driver, a C-Max driver, or some other lame car driver because he's doing you a service to keep gas prices low. And it also helps our country. This is American to do. Now listen, gas, or oil last year, the US imported about $180 billion worth, which is exchange of wealth from the US to other countries. About half of that went to OPEC countries and Persian Gulf countries. $90 billion the US is giving them for oil. And we could reduce that down to zero if the average fleet efficiency of cars was just better. We don't need to drive less miles, use cars less, as long as they're more efficient, or boring cars anyway, or more people drive them. We will stop doing that. Now, electricity in my business runs off coal, natural gas, wind, solar, hydro, nuclear. Almost all of these come from North America. We actually export more of those fuels out of North America than we import. So those are American fuels powering American electricity, and our electricity stays in North America as well. So we don't give other countries money for that. But frankly, you want to drive that car because it looks awesome, it feels awesome, sounds awesome, everything about it's awesome. And this car isn't. This car is just practical. Practical's boring.